tell me about yourself in terms of your professional experience in the areas of interest? Like this is basically for ETL and 3D versions, right? So in those areas, can you brief me about yourself?
Yeah, I have 13 plus years of experience into ETL and database science. So my major experience is into Informatica, Matillion, data stage, Abinitio. These are the major tools I worked on it. And coming to my skill set, so I'm very good at writing the complex SQL scripts. I'm very good at doing all end-to-end validations like ETL validation from source to target. And I worked on Azure Cloud for the past 5 years. I'm using Azure Cloud. So as well as I'm working at Databricks, Snowflake, and MDM side also. I have bit experience on the MDMs because I work for one of the project MDM where we use the LTO. And I work with different clients across the domains. So like I work with healthcare, insurance, banking, telecom domains. So my major clients are like which I work with Wells Fargo, Microsoft, Data Dental, and Kaiser Permanente, which are the biggest healthcare industry in USA. And also I work with Northern Trust Bank and also Cox Communications. So these are the major clients I work on it. So coming to my experience in the report side, look, I work with OBA reports, MSBA. Recently I worked on Angular and Power BI reports, and also I worked with Tableau reports. And apart from that, so I was part of data analysis and data cleansing and data normalization. Like if you are getting the raw data, so in case of any issues, I used to be part of checking the data, and I used to work with the MDM lead, so where we can suggest like this kind of data is copied from the source end. So it's better we can choose create with the multiple. So it's better to choose whichever is the with the correct record. So we need to suggest to the MDM analyst. And this is pretty much about my experience on the database side. So as well as I worked on the web applications testing and API testing. So recently we started with Databricks side. So Databricks using the Scala, we try to automate our scripts. So like script means like we are getting the files in two types. One is .txt, one is CSV. So when we receive the file in txt, so we used to divide the single text, so we'll be getting only single record. So when like for example, it will be having 2000 plus characters. So first 5 characters will be like one column, and next 7 to 8 columns will be like different sizes of the columns. So we need to split the single column into multiple columns as mentioned in the intake document. So for that we will build a script, automatic script in the Scala. So what it will do, it will read the file and it will load the data into temp tables. So based on our criteria, for example, if you are giving 100 columns, so you need to give the 100 columns length. So based on the intake document, we provide the lengths of the column and column name. Then we load it to temp table. So we will use the temp table. This temp will be loaded to temp view. With temp view, so we work with the developer created table. So we'll do the minus and we'll do the all values like not null and metadata checks. So everything will be validated in the Scala application script. So it will verify end to end. So this is the current projects which I mentioned. So in the same project we have 2 modules. So I'm working with 2 teams. So other team is using the Matillion ETL tool. So where we need to load our data from different tables. That is migration. On-premise to cloud. So as a ETL tester, so I'm working with data migration testing as well. So on-premise to cloud, so it takes a lot of time because it's a MDM development. So I will go through this MDM tables in the on-premises, that is in the SSRS, so SSIS, and also we will with the same thing in the Snowflake by running the ETL jobs with the Matillion. So this is pretty much for my current project. Are you able to hear me?
Okay, is it fine now?
Yeah, I can.
So we were at a point where you were explaining about Scala code, using Scala code you were working on.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is where we got disconnected.
Yes, yeah. Coming to this, like, so using the intake document, so based on the like column lengths, where we need to, like, for example, in the current table, so we have 110 columns. So out of 110 columns, some columns are having like 5 characters length, some columns have single character length, some columns are having 20 character lengths. So based on the length, so we need to split our file data into different columns and into temporary view. So from temporary view, we will verify with the developer created table. So we'll write the minus query and we'll do all metadata checks like not constraints and any blanks, any spaces, like because all those values has to be trimmed. Like in case of any extra spaces, those has to be trimmed. So we'll verify all these things and we'll check this end to end and we'll close the registry. So this is the current approach. And apart from that, so we will be working on the data migration as well. So other module we have, so where I'm working on the data migration testing. So from the on-premises to cloud, so we have some MDM tables in the SQL server, that is SSIS. So we are trying to migrate into the Azure cloud, then into Snowflake. So for that, so we'll be writing end-to-end scripts from the SQL server and validating in the Snowflake. So the same logics, whichever is mentioned in SSIS, should be implemented in our scripts. So the data is matching between the MDM, that is on-premises, with the cloud data. So this is pretty much about the current project.
Okay, got it. So how good you are with Snowflake? If you have to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, what would be your rate?
I can say that it's 3 to 3.5. Because we are a QA person, right?
Yeah.
But writing is complex, I'm very good at writing the scripts. But all type of ETL validations like using the material and informatical. I work, so my 12 to 13 years of experience major into like ETL only. So I'm very good at writing the complex SQL queries to validate the data between source to target.
Okay, if you have to rate yourself on working with Azure Databricks, again,
yeah, Azure Databricks. So recently I've started with like I have close to 1 year experience with Databricks side. So I can so using Databricks we are writing the Scala script side. So I'm good, but not like great experience because I recently started. So close to 1.5 years experience with Databricks.
Okay, right. So, and if you have to rate yourself on DB testing?
Yeah, DB testing I can give 4 plus out of 5.
Okay, that's great.
4 to 4.5.
Okay, all right. So, what are DDL and DDM commands?
Yeah, DDL is data definition language and DML is data manipulation. Like data definition means like just we need to put that like select comments and reading comments, so which will belongs to the DDL, and DML is a manipulation like insert, alter, create, anything that changing the data that is going to the DML.
Okay, can you tell me the difference between delete and truncate?
Yeah, delete means it will delete the data in the table. Like in the delete we have two operations, like we can delete based on some where condition, that's some filter. Otherwise, if you use the delete without any where condition, it will delete total data will be deleted on the table. So when you come to truncate, so it will delete the data and data structure as well. So that table with all data, and when you go to the drop, it will be different. Delete, drop, truncate. So these are the kinds of data. Sorry,
Okay, what is the difference between drop and truncate then?
Yeah, drop means like it will delete the data. So it will delete the entire table, and if you truncate means it will delete the only data.
Can you just brief about the three? What are the difference between three, drop, delete, and truncate?
Delete means two things. You can delete the data based on some criteria, that is filter condition. If you delete the, then if you're not giving any where conditions, any filter, then entire data will be deleted from the delete script. So, but it will not impact any what should I say? It will not delete any table structures or anything. So truncate means it will delete the table data, and it will not be we can roll back the changes, and the drop you cannot roll back the changes. So truncate and drop, yeah, these two, like one can be rolled back and one other cannot be rolled back.
Okay, what are wildcards in SQL?
Wildcard means like you can use any operator, something like for example, if you are going to check the data, like it's starting with Balaji. So if you don't know your second name, then Balaji, then you need to put Balaji percentage. Then it will search for all the names with Balaji. And if you are putting percentage at the front, it will check with end with Balaji. And if you are putting like dash means hyphen, then it will check for only single character missing. Like for example, if you want to check only single character, then it will go to that. And so these are the major things we'll be using in the wildcards.
Okay. What are Windows functions in SQL?
Windows functions means like should I give you an example?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I could not able to recognize what is the exact functions for this, because so definitions wise we have pretty much.
Do you know ranks?
Yeah, rank, dense rank, row number. Yeah.
So those are Windows functions, but yeah. Can you tell me what is dense rank for?
Yeah. You want the difference with the?
Yeah.
Rank means, for example, we have 10 records, like take it as 10 student marks. So if two people have the same marks, then it will give the same rank for that. And next, for example, if you are getting 100 out of 100, then 100, 98, then it will give 1, 1, and if you skip 2, then it will give 3, 3, and we will skip 4, because we are having the same record, same marks, right? So rank will give like that. So if you are getting 1 to 10, it will give like, if you will be skipping the same, if you are getting the same number, then we will skip that. And coming to this row number will give you 1 to 10 directly. So based on if you put any alphabet, it will give you 1 to 10 directly. Go to dense rank. Dense rank, what it will do for the same example, 100, 100, 98, 98, then it will give you 1, 1, 2, 2. Next it will go to 3. Fifth record will be third rank. Like you will not skip any figures. So this is the dense rank.
Okay, right. So what is primary key?
Yeah, primary key is nothing but we can identify the record in the unique way without null values. Yeah, and it will be the major thing in the table, so which can be identified as a unique way, and it should not have any null values, and primary key will not be any duplicate values in the table. It's a single record. Yeah, and we have foreign key as well. So foreign key means like it's a reference indicator from the other table, like dimension fact list will be using this foreign key, and primary key will be the unique. So in case if you don't have any primary key in the table, so mostly we'll go with the auto-generated column in the table. So sometimes we'll be getting the raw data in the table from the source, and then we'll go and we'll create a temporary, that is auto-generated key. Using the ETL tool, like Informatica, we have the option, ETL, we have the option, and the Medallion also we have the option. So it will give the auto-generated number. So we can take that as the unique column in the table.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Here, I pinged you something in the chat window. Have a look into that. So that's a table.
Okay.
So now what we have to do is you have to write a query to identify the duplicate records.
Okay. So hope employee ID is the primary key. Or you want to check duplicate based on the entire record?
Yes, identical records. So somehow there is a poor design of database, and they designed the database this way that it is not following primary value constraints or null value constraints, nothing. So somehow they ended up creating these many duplicate entries. Normally, if there is a primary key constraint, you can't create a record itself, right? But somehow it happened. Now you have to identify the duplicate records.
Because we don't have any primary key, then we can go for the identical records.
Yes.
You need to select employee ID, name, gender, salary, count star, and go by also same count because we are checking the identical records, right? Then we need to put having as count star greater than 1. Then here it will give you this 2 will be same, so it will give you this result. And next one it will give you 3 as well because we are getting 3 records, right? And this one, yeah, except one, all are duplicates.
Yeah. Now how do we how do we delete those records?
Yeah, for that it will use the row number function. We need to use continue try the inner select. Row number. Partition by. So we are verifying based on partition all column because we don't verify key. And if you want to put something like order by, so I'm order by taking as employee. That's R1. I'm taking as R1. This is in the so what it will give? For one record it will give you 1, 2 records it will give you 1 and 2. And 3 record it will give you extra come 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2 extra, here 1, 2, 3. But this thing.
Right.
Then where R1 greater than 1, 8 R2 employee. Yeah, this is like this, and it will pull the data from here and it will delete the data based on this row number function because row number will give you unique numbers unlike anchor on gets.
Maybe it's not delete star from employee, it is delete star from that subquery.
Yes, I delete stuff. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, right. So if you have to, let's say that there is a table called employees, which is having first name, last name, date of birth, and the salary details of employee, right? Now you have to identify the top 5 salary employees.
Salary. So I'm going with ascending order. Salary descending. So what we will do, for example, we have 1,000 records, 1,000 records, and it will go by order by descending. Then the max salary will come into the top, and it will go to the top 3, whichever you want. Yeah, otherwise we can go for the max and you can pull the top max salary and max minus 1 salary, max minus 2. Also we can, but it will be complex. Yeah. Simply we can use the salary descending order and complete.
Okay, we have to pull up the top 5th salary record only, not top 5th.
Only top 5th. Then we have from function row number, we can go for rank. We can use rank. Otherwise, we have some condition. Let me type that. Long time I have used that. And where just a minute. Actually, we need to put some condition like this. And you need to give salary n equal to some 5. But you need to use some function. Otherwise, we can use a subquery like select max. But start the factory, but employee. Then you need to write but you need to write 5 times, but we have some function like you want a second salary, it will like this, but you need to use multiple times. So otherwise we can use function actually. Yeah, we can go with rank actually. Go with rank.
Okay, fine, don't worry.
Employee, sorry, not employee from myself. And rank, we need to put the rank where rank we need to write subquery and use it.
Right. So what are the key steps in ETL process?
Sorry, Balaji.
What are the key steps in ETL process?
Key steps is like first we need to check the mapping document is properly there and the core changes are currently pushed into QA. Then you will go and check the table structure first. This is the first table structure. Then we go to each column and any nullness are mentioned in the mapping document has to be properly created and that has to be loaded properly. And especially like ETL columns, whether the ETL created date, modified date, and insert date. So those are created properly or not. In case if you have any flags, we need to check whether flags are parted into 0 or 1, like in any eject function or eject flag. We need to check that. Then we need to go for the column size. So sometimes what happens, for example, if they are given with 100 characters, say is a name is given with 15 characters, but source is characters with 70, 80. So there should not be any conflict in the data. Like for example, if you take my full name, it's Vinay Kumar Dori, it's like 15 characters. If the source is 15 characters and the table structure is with only 12 characters, then the 3 characters will be truncated. So this should not be the case. So then you need to take this to correct one and get the modify the table structure to 15 characters or whatever the max size. Like to go for the max size, which are other columns. And apart from that, we check if we have any, for example, the column mentioned as a null, and if you're getting the value as null, then you need to identify that. And if you go to the primary, if you go to the fact and dimension, in case of any alpha records, like whether the tables record is using without any foreign key values, those has to be identified. And then we can go for the duplicate validation, then we can go for the data validation, like end to end, from source to target. So if you have any layers, so for me, we have the staging layer and pre-staging layer. So for that, we need to verify the data at each layer with the map. For example, if I get the salary as 1,000, and you need to verify whether the 1,000 has to be increased or decreased, and you need to target the other values like DAP or something. So you need to verify these values. And sometimes what will happen, name will become like Vinay Kumar Dori, and you need to take the space as the criteria, and you need to split this into first name and last name. And sometimes you'll be getting the separate, then you need to concatenate the both values into full name.
Right.
And but yeah, any calculations.
Yeah, got it. Right. So what are slowly changing dimensions?
Yeah, slowly changing dimension. We have, as of now, people are using like major things. Two things we are using slowly changing, like type 1 and type 2 is the major things we are running. The type 1, what will happen? So we'll be directly, for example, if your column values are changing, for example, take as some item in the supermarket, go and see that some pie is there. Otherwise, take some food, something like burger is there. So, for example, burger is costing $2 now, something like that. This is the dimension table they are mentioning. It's a veg burger, salad, and chicken, and so that's $3, for example. What happened? So if we go and change this to 2.5, in the type 1 directly they will change it to 2.5, and 3 to 4 they will change it to 4. But the slowly changing dimension. So when you come to the 2 in the type 2 dimension, so it will be getting the 2. So I will do wage 2, and exact flag will be 0 now. And wage 2, active flag is 1. This is $2.5. We'll be maintaining. And chicken will maintain like 3. Because this is something like 0, because it's not active, and it's 4.
Type 2, there is no overhead.
Yes, no overhead. So you'll be maintaining like is active flag, something like that. Otherwise, sometimes when I work with other projects, so where they are maintaining the start date and end date. Yeah.
So end date will be updated to the day's date on the data.
Yes. So whenever it changes, so you like how you are maintaining the data. So active column should be with the current date, and where end date will be like null. Start date will be like something like today, and end date will be like so whenever we do the new dates.
So what are the common challenges that you have faced during ETL testing?
Yeah, common challenges like so sometimes what will when you are loading, when you are trying to running the jobs, sometimes you'll be getting the duplicates. Sometimes if you have any special characters, so in my recent file, what happened in the special character scenario, so we have received the files in ANSI format. So what happened whenever you're getting the special characters, so the column is, for example, take the Vinay, something like star Kumar. So what happened? So this name is splitting into 2 columns. So it will take as 2 records. If you into next record, so it's skipping here and it will go to the next record. So then we investigated and we went to the Google and we see the some some issues in the online, then we'll get another token. So we should not use the ANSI for the database. So we'll go for the UTF-8 format. Then, so these character issues was removed, issue was resolved. So this is the recent issue which we faced. And this is the recent in the database side. And coming to this migration, what happened? So in the migration also we had one major issue. So what happened? So when you rerunning the jobs in the cloud, so it's overriding. So instead of maintaining this, it's overridden due to some logic issue in the material. So we found that issue. And apart from that, sometimes we'll be getting a duplicate issue. And sometimes, especially in the metadata checks, we face a lot of issues. And sometimes truncation issues. And you know, like sometimes when I work with one of the on-premises projects, so the job is to run for 8 hours. So for example, if job is fails in the around 7 hours, so the has to come back and needs to clean up and need to rerun the table.
Yeah. So what is staging area in ETL?
Yeah, in staging area, so in my current project, staging area means, so I will explain my project for it here. So we'll be getting the data from source and we'll dump it our local. That is our local. Then we'll go for staging. So there we'll be doing only few changes because we are not doing any mapping changes, just we have any contaminant changes or any other changes except for the, so I say, it's kind of incremental and initial rule. For example, in the day 1 we have 1000 records. Okay? And next day we'll be getting like 100 records, next day we'll be getting 100 records, next day we'll be getting 100 records, next day 150 records. So in the so we maintain the tables with incremental loads, not the full load. So what will happen day 1, if we load all 1000 records in the target day. So second day what will happen? So source will be sending all 1100 records. So but when we check the staging level and we got another 1000 records are all exist, so we load only 100 records to staging. And take this 100 to the target because the other 1000 records are already there in the target, so we will not be taking those 1000 records. So the staging area will be checking this each and every record whether the table, the column record is existing in the table or not based on the primary key, and then we load. So if it's new record, then we'll go for the new, take this in new, and if it's update record, so we'll be maintaining the update. So two types of records in the staging area: new record and incremental record. That's update record.
Yeah. How do you optimize ETL process performance?
Yeah, major things like proper join condition has to be applied because in the fact tables we have more than million records, right? So in that case, the join condition has to be properly defined because if you are not able to join the proper columns in the fact table and dimension tables, so it will be rerunning there itself, and there should not be any multiple values in the dimension table especially. So in that case, what will happen for multiple values? For example, if it is a veg burger, so if you have two records with small differences like price, then it will give you multiple records. So dimension table have the proper records and it should be unique, and the primary key, that is dimension key, will be defined properly in the dimension tables, so that when you are joining the actual table, so it will not give you any issues or any duplicate kind of issues.
Okay, right, yeah, got it. So, for example, you would have worked on validating many transformation logics, right? So, can you name some transformation logics that you have tested?
Yeah, I worked on rank transformation, router transformation, filter transformation, and lookup transformations, that is connector lookup and unconnector lookup, and source qualifier. So these are major things I worked on Informatica side. And coming to the material side, also similar kind of things, but we have the different logics, like it wants to do the same concept like filter conditions, router, rank, and expressions. So any expression logics, like for example, if you're getting the salary as $1,000 and you need to convert it to percentages, then expressions has to be verified properly. Yeah. These are the very familiar and very known transformation which we are working in the ETL side.
Okay, right. So, okay, let's talk about few scenarios. So, by the way, what is the store procedure and how?
Store procedure is like a combination of multiple operations, like not only like single statement like select. So it's like a combination of loading data, definition wise, you like multiple statements has to be triggered and it should be loaded to one table. I can say that it's like multiple statement like insert, update, right, or any logics.
Yeah. What is common table expression?
Common table expression, I can say like so if you want to use some temporary data from one of the query, and we'll go for the common table expression, and we'll write with the where condition in the top or down. Then you can use that defined values from the one table, and you can reach it somewhere else in our script.
Okay, right.
So let's say if you are using multiple join conditions, so we'll create some temporary, then we can use it.
Yeah, right. So let's say that you have an ETL process, right, that loads data, patient's data, say from source system to a data warehouse. Let's say it's loading into Snowflake itself. The source system has the following columns. Let's say it is having patient details like patient ID, his name, first name, last name, date of birth, gender, and contact number. So now you have to ensure that okay, all the records from the source table are loaded into the destination table, which is there in the data warehouse. So how do you verify that?
So for that, if the source is also a table, then you can write directly select the statement, and if both are in the same, hopefully both are in the same environment, right?
Yeah, one is so. Okay,
if both are in the same environment, then
same.
you can directly simply write select column from the source table minus select column from the target table. And if you have any changes, like for example, if you are getting that name as first name, last name, and middle name, then you need to compare that into full name into the target table. So whichever is mentioned in the mapping document. And so if you have any mapping logics, like for example, contact number has to be 10-digit number. So if it's not there with the 10 digit, then you have to put zeros. Maybe it's a wrong number. So you have to report that, and as well as you need to maintain that, including zeros. Or if you sometimes what will happen in the gender side, if you select you are maintaining male or female, sometimes they will be sending with EMRF. So few record will be male, few record will be male, few record will be M. Then you need to join those two records into single, like you need to maintain like M or male, full name or something like that. Full or M.
That is all fine. How do you ensure that all the data? I mean, there are no missing records from source.
Yeah, first we'll go with the count, and we'll check the duplicates. And if the counts are matching, then we'll go and write this simple query. Select data columns from the source minus select columns from the target. And you need to identify the duplicates. If you have anything duplicates, you need to identify. That is the major things. If the counts are matching, and if you don't have any map, like any changes, like any transformations or something like that, then it's easy, pretty much easy to verify that.
Okay, what is the output of the minus query? You write a minus query.
Yeah, it will give
what you are supposed to see.
Yeah, for example, if the source has 100 records and target has 100 records, it will give 0 records. And by the way, we need to verify the source minus target and target minus source. So that makes sure that all records from the source are ingested into the target, and there should not be any duplicates in the target as well. So if you write the source minus target and target minus source, it will give the correct results. If you're doing only target minus source, sometimes we may miss some records.
Can you verify the same condition using joins? Like to identify missing records?
Yeah, you can go with either join.
Can you write a query? So I'll ping you the question so that you don't have to search for columns. So check the chat window. Show us a patient ID, first name, last name, DOB, gender, and contact number.
Investigation data from the source to better the source system following columns patient data, first name, last name, could be the condition. It is equal to all patient records are currently for individual using the TP patient. Okay. So I'm not doing any single nodes here. This is the target table, right?
Yeah, every patient is a target table.
Simple way is like minus taking as the source. You can directly
minus. Let's try by join.
That's an all the records will get you. So you should not get all the records, right? Give you all records. So what I'm saying, so what it will do? All the matching records. So it will check patient that is matching, and it will put all the records.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling only target here. Give it stars, you will get the data from target. Okay. Then sorry, one second. I can go with the other one. Patient. Check. Wait.
Okay, that's fine. What does inner join do?
It will give the matching record from this table A and table B, that is left table and right table.
And what will left join do?
All the record from the left table and matching record from the right table. So here it will give you 0 records. So wherever you are doing like this, so it will go sorry. Where patient ID, sorry, this is not correct patient ID. Then we will take the patient data from the target table and we will pay the condition. So as a star as well. And it will go and it will check the same patient data by joining these columns, delete that patient data and delete that patient data and not So if you have anything like these things,
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, one more. Let's say there is this table called DW patient, right? And it has a foreign key relationship with another table called DW visit. Okay? And the foreign key is patient ID. So two tables, DW patient and DW visit, they are having a primary foreign key relationship with the row with the column called patient ID. Now let's write a query to identify orphan records in DW visit. Which means, so there should be some records in visits, but there is no corresponding record in DW patient table.
Yeah.
So how do you identify that?
You want to find the visit table. Okay. Visit.
So find out the records which are there in visit table but not there in the patient table.
So what we'll do? We'll go and pull the patient ID from the DW patient table, and we'll verify. Select start from visit. Where patient ID not in this. Something like we have, for example, 100 records. We have here 90 records, for example. Just I'm giving you an example. So what we'll do? It will pull all 100 records here. This is the patient ID. So I will put V, and this one I will put P. So we'll get to know.
Yeah, that's fine. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about Snowflake, right? So why Snowflake actually? Why not any other data warehouse? Is there something special with Snowflake?
Something special means like you can access huge data, that is MDM data, master data. You can easily access to Snowflake. That's one of the major thing. Yeah, access wise and storing wise, it's easy to access the Snowflake.
Okay.
Especially
virtual warehouses?
AWS or Azure as the cloud set, and it's easy for us to access it very short span of time.
Right. What are virtual warehouses in Snowflake?
Which the detail level I don't have much knowledge on.
No need of details. Just what is a virtual warehouse?
Virtual warehouse nothing but so when you bring the data from ETL to our Azure clouds, you will store that in the visual tables, usually the visual data warehouse. So there you can access from there to like. So in my project, so what we're doing, so we are maintaining like confirm layer and EDP layer. So these two layers. So visualize layers, so we will confirm layers. From there, we need to put into the final tables. From final tables to the views, we used to use the same views for the Power BI reports.
Okay, right. Yeah. So what is Snowpipe?
Snowpipe. I don't have any knowledge. Like I'm using it, but
okay, what do we use Snowpipe for basically?
So to load the data from one layer to other layers. So where it will start using the Azure media pipeline. So we start the pipe and we will load the data from Snowpipe.
Okay, there is this cost factor, right, with Snowflake?
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, can you explain that, like how this costing is different compared to other databases?
But I got to know like this Snowflake will be like it's a virtual data. Like for example, if you're using more data, then you need to pay more. And if you're using like it's not like a static. So that exact how they will be charging is I don't know. That's it. But when I had a discussion with my team and when I look at the online, so this will be like whenever you are using, so you have to pay that. If your data is reducing, then it will be reduced. Maintenance cost will be different when you have the less data. That's what I know.
What is time travel in Snowflake?
I'm not sure about my answer because
no, it's not. What is time travel in Snowflake?
Time travel is nothing but, for example, if you have any class in the data set, so you will go back to time travel and you can use the time travel option and you can load the data based on the system. For example, so on month end, for example, on first, usually the month end jobs will be done. So if we have any issues on the 1st of September, so when we identify that is on 2nd of February, 2nd of story, we got to know that okay, there was an issue with the current data. Then we use the time travel and we go back and do the data on the other 31st, which was there before our load run. We use that and we go back and we fix this issue and we run the monthly job.
You use the concept time travel?
Yes, time travel, because what happened, so the material inside one of the team member run the job. So what happened, so by the time the other dimension is not completed, but he had the data and all alpha files are loaded to the fact table. Then we go back to the time travel and we go back and 2 days back data is reloaded and then we complete all the jobs step by step. So for the recently they have started creating master jobs. For example, if you have a table, then just you need to go and run the master job steps, single steps like the template table, stage table, model table. So after this, just you go back and trigger this master table, master job. Then it loads step by step like all stage tables, like any stage orchestration tables. So you can't miss anything. So sometimes what will happen? Model table having 7, 8 jobs.
What is micro partition?
Micro partition I haven't worked, but I worked the partition in on-premises in the SQL server. As partition round on-premises, so the partition I worked on it, but the Snowflake side I haven't get a chance to run these partitions.
Okay, that's fine. No worries. Right, coming to Databricks. So, why do we have to use Azure Databricks, not any other data engineering? Is there anything specific that Azure Databricks is going to offer compared to all other tools?
Yeah, when I go through these things, so I realized that on AWS and Azure side, so we use the cloud platform. So database is easy to access, but this is like a premium services. Database is a premium. So for that you need to pay more amount. But for usage wise, it's very good for the AWS and the Azure. So that's what I understood. And coming to this, so when you're creating the clusters is easy, and when you're running it's like separate users is easy, and creating workspaces and accessing other workspaces is easy. So it's much familiar with the usage.
So what is cluster?
Yeah, cluster is something like when you're writing some scripts in the Scala or Python or SQL in the database side, it's cluster has to be created for each and every source, so which can be tracked and which can be who is accessing, from where it is accessing, what is accessing, and how you should be active clusters. And if you're not using them, you need to go to IT stage and it will be deactivated, then you need to go back and activate it. And it's something like history maintaining kind of things, and you can track all these things in the database side, that is database side. I told you right, so database is
Yeah.
So I may not be, I can try it, I can go and access this side, but technical side, I have the experience, but in the respective definition side, knowledge side, so maybe
Yes. So you might be using some small queries, right? So in order to tweak the data.
yes, small queries, and sometimes I told you right, Scala automation also will be in the database.
Right. So for example, if you have to identify null records, so can you write query in Databricks either using Python or Scala?
Actually, for we can write for Python, but I don't remember the exact syntax.
Don't you verify null records? So
yeah, I will verify, but so those things will be writing in the SQL only. So we have three options: SQL, Scala, and Python. So just for automation purpose, we started with Scala. So I have knowledge of Python, but I exactly don't know like which ones I need to use.
Yeah, so far you are manually verifying it. You haven't started automatically.
Yes, that's what. So as of now, what we do, just we are reading the file data and just we are doing temporary view. That's it. So and I don't know it. So not a expert in the Python or Scala, but so, I'm very good at SQL and the programs.
Yes, got it. So the data, right? So how the data come to Azure Databricks from the source? In what form? They used to come directly, like Databricks is connected to the database, source database, or it comes in the form of files, or how exactly?
Yeah, actually we are getting the data from the files. So they are sitting in one of our local base. So we have given access to this source team. So they will be placing the file from that base. So we'll be loading the files into our transfer. And from there, Azure will go and pick the data files from there, and we will load the data into the branch layer. So branch layer, so data will be loaded to our tables. That is each department files will be using that source. Source files whichever we are getting from source team. So we will use that files and we will load into our Azure. From Azure we will get the data into the database tables. So from the database, so we'll connect the workspace and we will build the data, the tables.
Wait, do you guys convert those files into Parquet files?
Yes. Yeah, we'll be generating that into Parquet files. So it's related to the size and it will be easy to access to the Azure, right? So .txt will be converted to Parquet files. So Parquet files will be used for the data loads instead of .txt and .csv files.
What is Park?
Parquet means like what we will do. It will convert, for example, if you have huge data like 50 MB, 100 MB data files. Example, typically we are getting files in daily. So if you go for monthly, maybe it will be in GBs. So what it will do in Parquet, it will reduce the size and it will convert to Parquet format. It's not able to read about format, but we can using the code Azure, so you can use the Parquet base and you can load in the table. So what will happen in the storage spaces? You can reduce, for example, if you are getting the files in 1 GB file total per month, and it will reduce to 100 MB. So in the storage side, Azure storage, so you can use the very minimal storage, so that the cost of the maintenance will be reduced.
So your source is something coming in the terms of file, your processing. So what exactly Databricks is doing? Is it doing transformation, or what exactly it is doing in your architecture?
In the first layer, we just split the values into, split the records into multiple columns. As you mentioned, that so we'll be getting around 2000 characters. So we'll split the 2000 characters into 110 columns. And just we load.
So is there any transformation logics or?
Yeah, the first step will just load that, and then we'll do the transformations in the next layer.
And where do you load this data after processing database?
Yeah, first we'll load that to branch layer, that silver layer, silver to check the code. Yes.
Okay, right.
So initially just will dump, and then we'll go by manipulations like based on mapping.
So
calculations.
Yeah, you are talking about reporting, right? So reporting using Tableau and
yes, yeah, BA reports. Yeah.
So the reporting part, is it happening from Azure Databricks itself, or you are connecting it through Snowflake?
Snowflake views. So we get the views. We write the backend code using the views. We get from the front end reports. It's like actually currently we don't have any new reports. So just we are enhancing to the existing reports. So based on the existing reports, we'll be writing new column logics to our backend, and we'll write the queries and we'll match with the report data.
Okay, right. Yeah. So Tableau is the analytics tool that you guys were using.
Yeah, currently we are not using Tableau, but
you're not using
previous project Tableau. So currently we are using the Power BI reports because it's easy, right? Just for develop perfectly, yeah, it's easy to access.
Okay, right. Yeah. So yeah, that is all from my side. If you have any questions, yeah, we can answer.
Questions mean like what kind of tools you guys are using in your current project?
These are the same set of tools which we discussed just now. So that is a requirement, that person should be experienced in all the tools which we have discussed so far. So that's a requirement.
Okay. Like out of curiosity, are you guys started using any Python automation because
this is our new project. So yeah.
So you're going to do it from scratch.
Yes.